Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I hope you're all doing well. First late night of the week. It's true that we did a Juve Lecce post game, we won, and that was a nice one, but we didn't do other ones, and it's true? Yeah, it's true. I think it's true. Yeah, it's true. So it's the first one of the week, and even if it's Saturday, it's always nice to have a late night show. How are you doing, guys? Today, I did a lot of things. I started the day with the press conference of Max Allegri. I did a video. Beautiful recap, and then I went out. I went out in Brussels. I needed to do something with my wife. It was quite nice, and then I came back and I watched a lot of games of football. Actually, I have a fantastic wife. I want to repeat that. I watched with my son a lot of games. We watched Roma being totally destroyed by Inter. We'll speak about the top four. I watched Manchester City winning 2-1. Opening incredibly the game after missing a penalty of Gundogan. They were about to reopen not only the game but also the Premier League. Then I watched, what was it that I watched? After that I watched RWDM. RWDM, you know, I already spoke about RWDM. It's a second division club, my club when I was playing when I was a kid or when I was younger, and there is one game to go. They have at the moment 4 points. Tomorrow there is the second one that plays. If they win, will be 1 point of difference, and everything will be played in the last day of the playoffs next week, and I will be at the stadium with my son. We took 2 tickets. Hopefully we can celebrate being first in second division to go to the first division. That would be really nice. Anyway, I know you don't care about RWDM, but anyway, I spoke about it because probably I will do a video if I have time and if I'm not enjoying too much. Let's see how it goes. How nice of you to make a live to celebrate my birthday. It's the birthday of Thomas Makluf. Guys, ragazzi, stop. We stop. First, a moment of celebrating the birthday of Thomas Makluf. I didn't know, and I'm super happy. Happy birthday, my dear friend, because Thomas is here since really long, and it's a loyal one. And you know it, Thomas, I already said it, and I repeat it. It's not a lot of time that I say it, but I really love to read your takes, because I like how you write about football, that you are pro or contra, depending on your opinion. You always have a mature way of explaining them. Happy birthday, my friend. I'm happy, guys. Happy birthday to Thomas. We have also all the people that I pinned the messages in the intro. We have Zivko, Mitchev, Abai, Kurana, grande, my friend. I had a feeling about the live tonight. Yeah, you know why? Because my wife was really tired. She went to sleep. My son comes back since yesterday night from a trip in Paris with school for 3 days. He was totally destroyed, super tired. So they fell asleep super early. And I said, what will I do? I'm alone at home. Let's go for a live. Let's go for a live. And I wanted to speak about football because tomorrow the game is super early. I will be on the Twitch channel. It will be in Italian this time. I will do it with someone else, Luca Campolunghi, in Italian, and then of course the post game here. So I will have no time tomorrow morning to do the video about the game. So that's why I wanted to speak. What do we have on the agenda? Well, a lot of points today. We have Giuntoli, Paladino, Quadrado, Alexandro 34. Why 34? You can guess anyway in the chat if you want to. I think that you know. Pau Torres, Verratti, Masraoui, Barbieri, Illings Jr., Sule. We have a few names here on the paper that I wanted to go through with you. Of course, we already have the predicted lineups here. They're already ready, that we can go through about tomorrow. Of course, it's a predicted lineup. Predicted. It's the last lineup that was tested this morning before the game of tomorrow. So let's see. This is still going on. This morning when I was recording, we had 24,910. We are at 24,940 live subscribers, live Juventini on the channel. We are about to reach 25,000 subscribers, which is, according to me, a fantastic, really fantastic goal. Something that was incredible 3 years ago when we, or 3 years, yeah, a bit more than 3 years now ago when I started, and that's really beautiful. So thank you, guys, and I will have it live here so that we can check from time to time when it changes, when it goes up, because that's super important. Great video this morning. Yeah, it was, but it's true that, you know, guys, before entering the topics, let me know, guys, what you think, because ultimately the videos that I did, speaking about videos, because probably I don't do a lot of lives these games these days, probably that's why the videos are a bit longer, because 2 days ago, no, if we're speaking, no, actually, look at that. 4 days ago, 17 minutes 46. 3 days ago, 14 minutes 19. 2 days ago, 19 minutes 22. Yesterday, 17 minutes 41. And this morning, 16 minutes 11. So all the videos are over 15 minutes because I have so many things to speak. I really want to speak. I take my time to give also my opinion, which is nice. But let me know if the videos are a bit too long, if you want a bit shorter format. Guys, let me know so that I can adapt. In the meanwhile, I want to say thank you to RB Coms that became a member of the channel. Not became, renewed the membership on the channel for 10 months with Bepe's Crazy Tonight. La 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 la. Well, look, remember last year I said Mercato is crazy with the song, and by the way, thank you RB Coms. I said Mercato is crazy, and I was really sure that there would be no Mercato is crazy this season because of the difficulties, missing of liquidity, and so on and so on. Well, guys, looks like with all the voices, Mercato could potentially be crazy if we are looking at so many people that are nearly out of contract, but also in terms of management. So I don't know if we can call it also management in terms of coach, in terms of sporting director, all these kind of new positions that will be open and need to be fulfilled. So it can be a crazy summer, more than a crazy Mercato, because I'm not dreaming about, the big, huge names. But of course, we will have to take a decision about Rabiot, Di Maria, Quadrado, Pinsoglio, Alexandro. And even if there are some voices that are going towards some decisions about some players, and we already can feel it in the air, there are some rumors that are saying that Juventus decided to not decide. And I believe it's really smart at the moment to take that decision. What do they mean with Juventus decided to not decide? Because they have all these names on their list about renewal, potential renewal. We are renewing the young kids like Huysen, like Barbieri, and so on, Mulazzi, and so on. But about the other ones, we are still waiting. What are we waiting for? Well, to have a clear idea about the management, because the management will change, the sporting management. But this is something that we already knew. RB Comes, he continues with a fantastic, beautiful donation. Thank you, RB. Thank you, Rob. And this is absolutely not what we want to see. We want to see it going up and not down. But Rob is saying Messi, Ronaldo, not the GOATs. Beppe and McFly are... McFly is there. He's there. He's probably watching the live. He's listening so that he's really informed about what's going on with our beautiful Juventus. So, thank you, Rob. Thank you, Rob. That's good. I prefer that one. When it's turning up, I prefer. I didn't even know that we had a live count on YouTube, but it's really nice to see. Okay, guys, what do we start with? You decide. I told you we have a lot of things on agenda. Maybe it's time to start. X Super, ciao Beppe, la live è appena iniziata o sta finendo? Se è appena iniziata raso la barba mentre ti ascolto. Guarda, bellissimo, puoi fare la barba perché abbiamo appena iniziato. There is Super 00 in Italian that is saying, Beppe, are you just starting or are you just stopping? No, we just start, so you are right on time, Super 00, because then he will shave himself while he's listening. Is that not a really fantastic message? I like that, especially in Italian, because you know it, there are so many YouTubers, content creators in Italian, that when Italian people, they decide to choose to go and listen also in English about Juventus, there's always something that it makes me happy. Okay, guys, what do we start with? Abai, we need a huge Mercato. We don't need a huge Mercato, just fullbacks, maybe an 8, and a good preseason with a fit squad. Well, this is absolutely a fact, especially that last one, a good preseason with a big fit squad, because if we are able to recuperate a lot of people, that might change. You know what we can start with, maybe really fast, and that's a good one, with the latest results in Serie A. So today there were some games that were played, 3 games. Milan 2, Lazio 0, Roma 0, Inter 2, and then Cremonese 2, Spezia 0. You remember last year when, which team was it? Salernitana. Looks like it's a bit like Salernitana, that last year they were winning 0, they were nearly sure to be out, and then at the last day they saved themselves, they remained in Serie A. This time it's Cremonese, and they are not saved yet, huh? But why am I speaking about Cremonese? Because usually I don't care. But I really care this time because in a few games we will play, and that will also probably be the last game of the season of Mathias Soulé before him leaving for the under 20 with Argentina. So Cremonese that is still believing in it. It's not really a nice. It's not really a nice one for us. Then Milan and Inter winning are not great games. Like I see Roberto Gallo that is saying literally the worst result possible happened today. Why? Because if you are looking at the ranking and we need to make it a bit bigger, Napoli won. Then we have Lazio at 64 but with 1 game more. Juve 63, Inter with 1 game more 63, Milan 61, Atalanta, our opponents of tomorrow. What is happening? Hey! Look at that. I succeed my goal. Grande Beppe. Atalanta 58, Roma 58, and Fiorentina is out. So you have 6 teams competing for 3 spots. 6 for 3 spots. If Juventus wins tomorrow, we go at 66 and we take 2 points over Atalanta, 3 points over Inter, 5 points over Milan, and then you have even more. You have at 66, that's 8 points over Atalanta and 8 points over Roma. So if tomorrow we win, which should be super important, which should be the goal, even if it's difficult with the Atalanta that suddenly, this year it's crazy Atalanta with big ups and super big downs. So which Atalanta will we face tomorrow? The Atalanta in their up moment. But of course, these up moments, they need to stop at a certain moment. Hopefully it can be tomorrow because the game is important. On the other way, how do I feel today about the game of tomorrow? I'm not really reassured because we know it. Juventus, they flopped a bit of these kind of assists. It's indeed the worst, huh? Because if Lazio would win, they would have 67 points. And Inter would have been at 60, and then you have a margin. If Milan would have lost today, they would have been at 58. And then you take also here a big gap with Roma at 61, then you take a gap. It would have been even better, a draw between Roma and Inter, but here everything is open. If tomorrow Juventus is not able to win, tomorrow we lose against Atalanta, guys, then it's really, really dangerous because we have 4 games to go. 4 games to go where everything will be decisive. Every game is decisive. So even tomorrow winning, you are not sure about anything. Eh? You are second, yes, but the points are really short and really small. So it's not an easy one. Huh? Tomorrow, the ranking, it's a tough one after the results of today. Beppe, how do you feel about Italiano after this season? To me, he is even more impressive because he has managed 3 competitions successfully. Italiano, you know it, what I told you last year about Italiano. Italiano, I'm a big fan of Italiano, but I thought, and that's what I repeated so many times, that Italiano is a coach that I wanted him to see with a bit more experience, really, before saying Italiano is now the GOAT of the coaches. He's now the coach that can become the new Juve coach, because you know that I always want to see coaches with the experience of managing 2 competitions. 2 or even 3, like Italiano did this season. And you saw the difficulties, especially in the beginning of the season of Italiano. Now, Italiano is managing Fiorentina, also with some players that left, like Dusan Vlahovic, going to Juve, where he had to adapt. So that makes actually the fact that it was not an easy one for him, but in the beginning, managing multiple competitions were quite hard. That's an experience that he had, and by the way, he finished in final of Coppa Italia. Let's see the result. Hopefully they can win over Inter. He finished in the semi-final of the Conference League, And in Serie A, he totally flopped because, let's be honest, if you're looking at the ranking of Serie A, he is 8 at the moment, but really far from all the other ones. Is it a real flop for Fiorentina? Probably the ranking, no. But if you are looking at the results, 12 wins, 10 draws, and 11 losses, well, that's not really something that a big coach is showing in Serie A. But I think that this year for Italiano has been a real lesson. Managing different competition, traveling away from Italy. So, no. I think he did even quite good. And I believe that's big in terms of experience. Then I don't believe that Italiano is on the list of Juventus, because there are other coaches there on the list of Juventus, if Allegri will leave, and we can speak about that in a second, of course. So that's the thing about the top 4 run that I wanted to go with. At the moment, I repeat, 24-9 for 1. We gained 1, and it's AJ Smith. Ciao, AJ. That makes me really happy. I'm happy about that. What other thing? Because I told you, I have everything on paper, but we can go with your request. Ciao from Albania. Grande. I have a feeling Lazio bottled it again. It's possible, huh? It is possible that they can bottle it. In the last game, they were not really fantastic. When I was watching, I didn't watch the game Lazio-Milan, but I watched the goal of Theo Hernandez. Guys, that was really scary. About the best defense of Serie A, about the coach Sarri that really implemented that defensive style in his way of structuring his team. And then the goal of an assist of Maignan with the hands, and then Theo Hernandez, he was running. It's a beautiful goal, fantastic goal. But, you know, when I remember the Tevez goal, when he was dribbling the players. He had some oppositions until the box. Here you had nobody. The easiness of Theo Hernandez going past Sergej Milinkovic-Savic was really scary. Was really scary. Kamaboko, I heard that Inter are on fire right now. I don't want them to make the UCL final. Look, I will tell you something that I said to not a lot of people. I'm scared, guys. I'm scared. First of all, because I think that they will go to the final of Champions League. I hope it's Milan, but I believe it's Inter that will go. And if Inter goes to the final of Champions League, guys, if they play against Manchester City, Inter has big possibility to win. It's hard. But then I was looking at all the Leao injured. Apparently, it's not really serious, but Leao injured. Milan in a downfall in terms of performances. Inter in the best form ever, with Lukaku back, with Lautaro Martinez. You see it in Serie A, they are even resting him. Hey, guys, you know, that's what we always said. Arriving when it matters in the top of your form. And that's what Inter is doing, arriving when it matters in the top of their form. I believe if Juve was able to finish them in Coppa Italia, probably mentally and so on, it would have been a total different season for Inter. But the fact that they were able to score that penalty in our home and to celebrate like they won the Champions League, well, guys, maybe they will try to and go and... I'm scared to say it, because after Napoli, after the shock of Napoli winning after 33 years, if that same season you have Napoli winning the Scudetto, Inter winning the Champions League, and Juve with a horrible season, imagine Juve in the final of Europa League and you will lose against Roma. Guys, this is apocalypse, huh? Juve losing against Roma, the Europa League. Inter winning the Champions League. Napoli winning the Scudetto. Ciao. Disaster. Mamma mia, disaster. Ciao MK. Italiano is not Juve quality. I don't know. He made some progresses, then let's see with another team. Hein? AC, Beppe, il vient de voir un voyage dans le temps dans les années 90 tellement flashy. AC speaking about my look, about the look of today. He said he made a jump into the 90s and he's back because of the hat. You know, guys, I bought like two of these hats. No, this t-shirt is great. Huh? I like this t-shirt. I have a really big bomba here on the back. Maybe, you know, the same design but really big on the back. No, I really like that look. This is my non-football look, you know, and I look really great. Huh? I really look great. I look like how can I say, young, fresh, in, trendy, fashionable. I like. I have a new armband here for the watch. Really nice. I look great. Thank you, guys. Now, you didn't say it, but I say it. I anticipate. It's important to have some confidence about yourself. But indeed, I made a jump into the 90s. Paladino. What do we speak about, guys? Paladino is intriguing. Speaking about Paladino, Raffaele Paladino. You know that if you watch the videos, and they are long, because nobody answered me, by the way, if the videos were long or not. Huh? Wait, did someone spoke about the videos? No, nobody's answering about the videos. Nobody cares. Anyway, if the videos are long, but if you remain really until the end of the videos, you will remember that 3 days ago, on the 3rd of May, I told you I feel that Paladino will finish on the front pages. That doesn't mean Paladino will sign for Juve, but I said he will finish on the front pages because you never know what can happen. Why was I saying that? It's a coach, you have always to think logically and analyzing it. Juventus is investigating. I always told you I don't believe that Max Allegri will remain longer at Juventus in the beginning of the season. I said, and I repeat, if he wins, he leaves. Saying, I leave. If he doesn't win, I believe that the management, Agnelli, Nedved, and so on, Cherubini, would have stopped the contract of Max. The management is not there anymore, and that makes it a bit difficult, and that can change everything. We don't know yet. I really sincerely believe that in terms of managing off the field, he did a great job. I really sincerely believe that in terms of results and keeping the ship on sea, he did the max that he could do after the 15 points, because after the minus 15, because before that, it was really not great. But we already spoke about that. So I really believe that the management will think about it. Today you saw on Telegram, and we will go to Telegram here, you saw on Telegram that Mo said Juventus would have made a decision on the renewal of the players like Rabiot, Di Maria, Quadrado, Pinsoglio, Alexandro. The Bianconeri would have effectively decided to not decide, postponing everything to the end of the season, when a new sporting director joins the management. Well, that's a really important one. Before speaking about Paladino, speaking about the management, because we don't know if Max will leave or if he will stay, but we know one thing: there will be a new sporting director. Today, in press conference, there was a question towards Max Allegri about new sporting director, and he didn't say, I don't know. He didn't say, what are you talking about? He didn't say there will be no new sporting director. He said one thing, and he made it really clear: I am not the person that is deciding on a new sporting director, because there were already some voices from Gazzetta dello Sport that were saying that he doesn't want Giuntoli. Why? Because he wants his friend Rossi, that is at Sassuolo at the moment, because it's a friend of him. He knows him also when Rossi was taking care of the youth academy of Juventus a few years ago, because he was also the one that launched him as a coach and so on, which can even be true, which can make sense. You know, even as a coach, you have preferences, you want some other people, but it comes again, that source comes again from La Gazzetta dello Sport, again from Fabiana Della Valle. I have nothing against Fabiana Della Valle. I have my opinion, but okay, she's doing her job as a journalist. She was fantastic with Vlahovic. She anticipated everyone. But it's again because I read, you know it, I read every day Tutto Sport, Corriere dello Sport, Gazzetta dello Sport, and when I see how they are speaking about Juve, what they are putting in front, when things are going well, what they are pushing on, when things are going bad, what they are pushing on, well, I can tell you that again, it's putting dirt. How can you say on a paper, Max doesn't want Giuntoli? Makes no sense. You can say he has a preference, but doesn't want makes no sense, because you're referring as if Allegri, because that's also what she wrote, we know it, that Allegri has more power since he came back. You can have more power in terms of assisting to Mercato discussion, giving your advice about the player that you like, you don't like, but not on deciding the sporting director. This makes totally no sense in any club of the world. The only one was Alex Ferguson, because he was the coach and he was the sporting director. And that was, you know, how they were managing it in England. Now, Allegri made it really clear. Guys, at the moment, we have to focus and to concentrate on one objective. That means the next 30 days that we have to go until the 4th of June. From the 5th of June, the management, they will come out thinking about everything at 360 degrees, everyone including the sporting director, he didn't mention it, but the coach, I believe it's a big question, the players, the strategy for the next year, and this is what they will have to do, or at least they will communicate with me, because until the 4th of June, we have to focus on one thing, the field. So that makes sure that for the people that are always going with #Allegri out, he will not go anywhere until the end of the season. We have 1 month to go, we will do it with Max Allegri, and then it can even be that he already communicated that he doesn't want to continue. That's why we are hearing some names of coaches. We don't know what will happen there, but this is how it has to work. First, the sporting director, and from the sporting director you go with coach. From the sporting director and the coach together, they go with a strategy of players. The coach is not deciding but giving advices. I really want to say thank you to Saif Noah, 14 months with us. How is Paladino a candidate with so little experience? Great question, and that's where we go towards the coach. But and then I will come back on Giuntoli. Then I will come back on Giuntoli, because great, fantastic, beautiful, trendy, just won the Scudetto, did fantastic things. But if you go back in history, the players that he also brought to Napoli the season after Higuain, guys, there are some things that we have to review. And I will already open transfer market so that you can see Napoli, the club. And that was, is someone fast enough to remember when it was? Was it 15-16? The season, no, 16-17, I believe, without Higuain. Let me check. The season without Higuain. Milik is there in 16-17. Let me check in 15-16. He's still there. Yeah, so I was right with my first guess. 16-17 is the season when Higuain goes away. You remember, we paid 94 million of the close for Higuain. Informations and fact transfer, current season, all transfers. Season 16-17. Here we go. Departures. Look, Gonzalo Higuain, 90 million to Juventus. And then you have a lot of minor ones. You have Gabbiadini, 17 million to Southampton. Omar El Kaddouri. I'm laughing, you know why? Because Omar El Kaddouri, who remembers Omar El Kaddouri? Who remembers that player? Omar El Kaddouri. He played at Torino. He played at Napoli. He was there. He played at Empoli. While you're answering Omar El Kaddouri, why am I speaking about him? Because Omar El Kaddouri, he was he was in the same class as my brother. It's or the same school or the same class, but they were friends. They are still friends. And I remember then when he was playing in Italy, I don't remember which team it was. It was second division. Can it be that it was Brescia? It can be that it's Brescia. I don't remember. It's Moroccan-Belgian. Yeah, it's both nationalities, Moroccan-Belgian. Well, I remember in that summer he came to my house, the house of my parents, and he was speaking with us, and he said, "Juventus is on me." It's true, because there were some rumors on the papers, and he said Juventus is on me. And he would have loved to go. At the end, it didn't happen. Yeah, Brescia, you remember? Yeah. So anyway, Omar El Kaddouri, and we have a picture all together with our, we are quite small at home, all like Sicilian guys, and he was super tall. That was a really nice picture. But yeah, I remember there were some voices of El Kaddouri to Juve, and he really wanted to go, I remember. Then it didn't happen. At the end, I don't know why, but he didn't do a great career, but it's true. So, allora, what did he do? Giuntoli, because he was already there. Huh? He brought in Milik. Look, bringing in Milik, it's not a disaster, huh? Because Milik, guys, he was strong. Huh? He was really, really, really strong. But then he's taking Pavoletti, and here you can a bit doubt about him. Zielinski, well, Zielinski is a beautiful one for 16. Amadou Diawara, Tonelli, Maximovic, Giaccherini, but guys, Giaccherini, that was already finished. Marco Rog. You see, there are some players, guys, with all that money, he could have done much better. With all that money. You see, and that's not the only time. So, speaking about Giuntoli, yeah, great, but also some mistakes. Ciao, Amy. And I like this kind of message. I like that. Pogba's transfer fee went to acquire Higuain. Yeah, but that's from our side. I'm speaking about the side of Napoli, because we are speaking now about Giuntoli, fantastic, great, and so on. And he really did. But not everything is perfect. He did some beautiful names. He did some beautiful Mercato. But there were also some flops, and that's where we have to pay attention for. Then, what are the sources saying that he's that close? Huh? He already signed the agreement with Juve. That's what the sources are saying. 3 years contract for Giuntoli. Last time I checked, he's earning, I believe, €1 million at Napoli. I don't know how much at Juventus they will offer him. 1.5, 2 million, can be. He showed with Carpi from Serie C, third division, going to first division. So he had some beautiful names. Huh? If you are looking at what he brought since he's there, well, we spoke about the after Higuain, but then Maximovic, let's go and check the other seasons. Fabian Ruiz, then for 30 million, then sold to Paris Saint-Germain. Simone Verdi, Malquit, Vinicius, but that there it was a bit wrong, huh? Because it's not really Vinicius Junior. He took Carlos Vinicius. Cicciretti, Younes, Ospina. Ospina was not a bad one, huh? From Arsenal at the time. Alex Meret, you saw already, a beautiful eye for the goalkeeper of Napoli now, huh? Irving Lozano, that is still playing. Manolas was not a great one, especially not for 36 million euro. And then he bought Meret the year after that year on loan, which is not bad. When you are able to take a player on loan, you can test him and then you buy him. Elmas from Fenerbahce, Di Lorenzo from Empoli, that's a beautiful one for 9.8 million, which is a big one. Fernando Llorentes, there were some flops as well. Then Osimhen from Lille at 75 million with a creative way. But you know what I'm scared about Giuntoli? What I'm scared about Giuntoli is that then he comes to us and then they go with that Victor Osimhen deal. And then they will punish him. He will not be able to do Mercato anymore for like 24 months because of the Osimhen case. This is something I'm really, really scared of. And I would absolutely not be surprised. Huh? Yeah, it's true. It's true, Rob. Yeah, that's the team. That's the team. Giuntoli, in my opinion, is a hit or miss. He can get the next Messi or the next Pato. But this is what I wanted to go towards. Great things, but also some flops. Then, attenzione, Napoli of a few years ago, it was a bit more difficult to attract top players. What they did this year was fantastic. But again, if you take Kim Min-jae, and he's not performing, you have a problem. If he's taking Matias Oliveira and he's not performing, you have a problem. If you are taking Anguissa, Kvaratskhelia, and these kind of players, even Simeone and so on, and Ndombele from Tottenham, you have a problem. If they're all finding the formula magica, the magic formula, and then you're fantastic, because then you succeeded in everything. And that's what happened this year. Then at Kvaratskhelia, you have to find him. You have to know him. He didn't find him, because to be honest, Paratici found him much earlier, but he was also on the player. Anyway, Marcello is laughing, creative way. But this is what they did, and I'm really stressed about next year. We start the season. They go to process, to trial with Napoli. Actually, Osimhen, you couldn't do it. You have a problem. You will start next season with minus X points, and you can't do Mercato anymore. Where is the guy there? Giuntoli. He's at Juve. You are out. We already had it with Conte, that was punished for things that he didn't even do when he was in a Serie B team or Serie C team. I don't remember. Cesena, or I don't remember. Novara. Boo. So that's what is scaring me about Giuntoli. Then Giuntoli said clearly, if I come to Juve, I also want my entourage. There is Stefano Stefanelli from Cesena that already worked with him, that is at the end of his contract, so he could come to Juve. But one thing is sure, Juventus is looking for a sporting director. Then, what El Pipita is saying is true, but I'm not sure 100% about him. He may be good at building a team for Napoli, but the goal and standards at Juve are different. The pressure and stakes are much higher. Well, that's a fact. The difference, if you're thinking about it honestly, this season, when he's going for Kim Min-jae, Oliveira, Kvaratskhelia, Raspadori, Simeone, Ostigard, Ndombele, Sirigu, when he's going for these players, honestly, let's be honest. And if you arrive fourth, nobody cares. Honestly, nobody cares. The objective of Napoli was entering the top four. And to be honest, including myself, not a lot of people saw them arriving in top four before the Mercato that he did, and before seeing these players on the field. So the pressure is different, and that's a fact. At Juve, especially after 3 years of not winning the Scudetto, the population of Juve, the Bianconeri, are expecting to at least being able to fight again to win the Scudetto. Pressure is totally different. Totally different. So, and especially because you will have to do it like this. At Napoli, that was his 8th season at Napoli. He had time to build, to understand the mechanism, and so on and so on. At Juve, you have to do it quickly, and don't forget there is a big difficulty at Juventus. Whoever comes, Giuntoli, Rossi, even if it's whatever internal promotion, you have to deal with not a lot of cash. One, you have players that are out of contract. What do you do with them? Again, Rabiot, Di Maria, big decision to take. Quadrado, Alexandro, big decision to take. Pinsoglio is an easier one to deal with, but all the other ones are problems. On top of that, you will have a lot of players that will come back, and these are their pain in the ass. McKennie, Kulusevski potentially. What are the other names? Arthur, Zakaria. All these players will come back. So the really first topic that the new sporting director will have to do with is trying to find a solution for them. I saw a Portuguese interview of Arthur. He said, I am a Juve player. I will go back. I don't know if I will stay or not. That's something I don't know, but I am sure that I'm feeling now super informed, super confident, and that it will be the best season or my best ever season in Europe. So he believes in himself. He doesn't know if he will stay or not, but we will have to find a deal for Arthur. Maybe for McKennie today. Leeds, they lost 2-1. Not a great performance by McKennie today. If they go in second division, they will absolutely not redeem him, which is a disaster. And that's what I said this morning. If you have the best ever sporting director, but you give him €0, it will be difficult for him. If you have the worst sporting director and you give him 300 million, well, he will also do disasters. Look at Chelsea. Look at Paris Saint-Germain. So you have to, have, I believe, in terms of sporting director, you need a sporting director with a bit of budget, with a great team under him that is able to scout, to have already some contacts. It's like with FIFA, when you're sending a scout into a country so that he's already making some relations, that he already knows who he has to speak with, who to see some players, and so on, and to discover. So it's not an easy task. Didn't Juve say no to Kvaratskhelia? I read something like that. Well, yeah, they said no, but that's for one reason only, because it was the summer where Paratici left Juventus. What happened was that Paratici was really close to the player, and then Paratici he made some problems at Juve in the last years. We said it, Arthur, but a lot of other players anyway, and. At a certain moment, with the new management, Arriva Bene, the first priority was to stop the bleeding, stop everything that Paratici has started, because he was about to take Donnarumma with a super high contract, with still Szczesny into the team, without finding a team at the moment for Szczesny. So Szczesny, Kvaratskhelia, and so on. And what they said we stop everything. And by the way, that summer, who did we sign? Only Locatelli. We took Keane on loan, 2 years loan, but also there without signing him immediately. Locatelli without paying immediately, and then Caio Giorgi for 2 million. You see what I mean? That they stopped everything, not because they didn't like Kvaratskhelia, but because they said, look, we already had so many problems, we already made so many mistakes, let's stop. Not because it was too expensive. It was 10 million something. No, a bit more. Sorry. It was a bit more. He went for 11.5 to Napoli. It was a bit more, 16, 20. Anyway, was not that much. But of course, he was a player that it was much for a player that nobody knew. It was a guess. It was a bet. Then. That's a good one. Do we have expectations for... do we have the funds to go back? Wait. Do we have the funds to back the expectations? Depends what are the expectations. It's always like that. If if you listen to Max, if you listen to Juventus, Juventus want to compete in every competition that they go. Does that mean that you can win all of them? No, but at least compete. Do we have a team today, if fit, that is able to compete to win the Serie A? Honestly, yes. Honestly, yes. I believe, honestly, yes. I don't believe that the team is complete, but I believe that you have a team that can compete to win Serie A. Then, there is a lot of work to do. Maybe you need to change the coach. Maybe you need to change the way that you train in the summer. Maybe you need to train for so many things. But if you are looking at the level of Serie A of this year, except of a fantastic Napoli, I believe that Juventus can compete to win the Serie A with a fit team, with a Fagioli, a Miretti, an Ealing Junior, maybe all these players that has one more year of experience. Because if last year we had to wait until the first game against Lecce to see Fagioli entering and doing something, unlocking himself in second half, this time we have a Fagioli that played over 30 games in Serie A. You see? Or in total, all competitions. A Miretti that hopefully will unlock himself also in front of the goals, but also him. He has the experience of having a moment of difficulty, because this year is new for Miretti, for Fagioli, and so on. They are experienced the fact to be on the front pages as superstars, and then going totally out of all the pages for a long time, and then coming back on the front pages with not so kind words about them, opening Gazzetta, Tutto Sport, and reading their rating of a 5 because the performance is bad, a 4.5 because they are really cruel. So it's new for them, and they will have 1 year more of maturity. A Chiesa that will be back from injury, and hopefully mentally also back. Paul Pogba that hopefully can put behind him the injury. So I really think that we have a team that can compete. Now, we don't have too many money. Let me check. I don't know, guys. I don't know Let me check. We increased. How much did we start? 40. We are at 44. Step by step, we will arrive there. Now, speaking about the fullbacks, they will need to be a change, because look, I wrote here Alexandro 34. Nobody of us, nobody of the Mercato gurus, nobody of the insiders, they know what is the game goal that Alexandro need to play before being on automatical renewal. Nobody knows. But if you're looking the management of Alexandro, how we managed him lately, especially with Gatti there, you can say that he's now at 34 games. Let me check, because we have I will come back on Alexandro in a second, guys. We have the latest tested lineup by Giovanni Albanese. So I will check and I will try to do it. So Szczesny into the goal, confirmed. Then the Brazilian defense with Danilo, Bremer, Alexandro. We have Quadrado, Fagioli, Locatelli, Rabiot, Ealing Junior, Di Maria, and Vlahovic. Guys, I was good. I was good with the lineups. Perfect. You see why I don't like to put the live count, because then people they decide to unsubscribe. That's not great. But you see, that's the lineup of tomorrow. What do we see? That Kostic is really tired. Kostic is out for the game of tomorrow to start with, or at least predicted lineups. Ealing Jr. can put some difficulties with his fresh legs, fresh ideas, but of course, Ealing Jr. from the start, we saw him how much? I believe 1 time in total. Am I correct? I believe that's That's what we saw from him. One time. Only one time. Let me check. Ealing Jr. from the start. He played versus Monza in Coppa Italia. And that's it. So it will be his first start in Serie A, if I'm not wrong. Yeah? Yeah. He never started in Serie A. It will be his first start. If he starts tomorrow, I'm trying to check to be sure. Sceglie. Tomorrow, yeah? Tomorrow could be potentially his first start. When he started against Monza, I saw a different Ealing Jr. I saw the Ealing Jr. that was more he was thinking more, paying attention, being a bit more here. While when he enters, he knows that he has to care about this part. That's the difference with when he enters and when he's already playing. When he enters, I will show you. He take care about this part here. That's what he's taking care about. And he doesn't care about here. Why? Because most of the time it is to try to reach an equalizer or scoring a goal more to win the game. And then he's really dangerous in that part of the field. When he starts, well, he also has to pay attention in that part of the field here. And depending how they will attack Atalanta, you have all this, which he doesn't want to make mistakes with Max Allegri. He wants to be great. He wants to do the best he can. So if you have a Ealing Jr. trying to cover all of that, you have less fresh legs, less energy, and also you limit him a bit more in his choices, in what he has to pay attention for. So let's see, it will be a big one against Atalanta from Ealing Jr. if he really starts tomorrow. But I think that this is probably the best possible lineup. We can speak about Gatti, of course. We can speak about him. But why I was speaking about Alexandro, if he plays, it's 35 appearances. And you don't have a lot of games anymore. So I believe that if he miss 1 or 2 more games, well, we are avoiding that 40 close. Which means that Alexandro can leave. Quadrado can leave or will leave at the end of the season. And then we have to see how we will try to sub them. And we can already speak about them now. But first, let me read a message of Mohammad Youssef. Ciao Mohammad. Buonasera, amico mio. Thank you. Mohammad, if we keep thinking the same, we repeat the same issue, while other gets undercover talents. We keep repeating same old Mercato names. Well, the Mercato will be a tough one, but the names that we are reading today, not a lot, and we know why. Well, we are speaking about Pau Torres, we are speaking about Mazraoui. I think personally that these 2 names are really smart. I don't know if we will be able to sign them or not. But Pau Torres and Mazraoui are fantastic names. Guys, if you're looking at Mazraoui, Moroccan player from Bayern Munich now. He's 25. 25 years old. He can play on the right, on the left. He's a right back. But he also can play potentially on the left side of the field. Sometimes he can play as a midfielder, but we have enough midfielders. But look at that. Right side of the field. Right back. How much was he paid? Because he has a contract until 2026, of course. But he's not playing as much as he wants. He comes from the Ajax Youth Academy. He was signed for, I don't remember how much. Can we see the transfers? Free transfer. Free transfer, guys. Free transfers. That means that Bayern Munich, whatever they sell him, they are making profit. Plusvalenza. That's what they call it. Plusvalenza. So a young player, too young, he's 25. An experienced player that played also his first season with Bayern Munich. Look, guys, That's, according to me, a smart name. Then I don't know if we will sign him or not, if it will succeed, but that's a smart name. Pau Torres is a fantastic name. I see here Victor that is saying Carlos Augusto from Monza is a smart name. The difference with Carlos Augusto, of course, he's playing at Monza, but he's popular in Serie A. A lot of teams want to go for him because he's doing a fantastic, beautiful season, and that will cost you a lot more. While Pau Torres has a clause of 50 million, that it is last year, he can speak with his team. He can try to negotiate, we, Juventus. But for these players, there is one thing that is mandatory. And it is, first of all, that the new sporting director, he agrees. And two, that we are able to, how can I say? First of all, he needs to agree. And then that we are playing Champions League. And that's why it's a bit more tough at the moment, but these two names are fantastic. Then on top of that, you have a Cambiaso that is coming back. Cambiaso is not a world star, guys, okay? I like the player. I'm not sure yet. If you have a Cambiaso, if you have a Mazraoui, if you have a Pau Torres, if you have a Bremer, if you have a Gatti, without Cuadrado, without Alexandro, I believe that you are doing already a step up. If you're able to decide up front which manager you will have, because if you play with Paladino, that's one style. If you're playing with Allegri, it's another style. If you play with Sarri, it's another style. So you need also to have a formation in line, so that in mind, so that you can go on the Mercato. But I believe that we have fresh, nice ideas. Then, of course, I agree that I'm pissed off when I read again, maybe we will stop with Milik because we want to go for Morata. Then I'm not happy. Not because I don't like Morata, I really appreciate the guy. But we already had twice Morata. We can go for cheaper people, maybe with more energy, with more legs. I would not go that much, for Morata. These are the things that Juventus should not do. In terms of coaches, in terms of sporting directors, in terms of players. At a certain moment, you have to close down and think a bit wider. I like what I'm reading. Mazraoui, Pau Torres. Will they all come? I don't know. Verratti is not the name that is making me angry. It's not one that is exciting me. I don't know you guys. By the way, that's a really beautiful poll. That's a really beautiful poll that I want to launch. And then we have to speak about Rovella, Sergei Milinkovic-Savic. But a poll. Would you bring in Verratti? Yes, no. Reasonable price, not something 100 million, he wants to leave. If Paris Saint-Germain is open, would you bring in Verratti? The poll is launched, guys. Let me know. I'm really curious. In the meanwhile, we will go and we'll try to see if yes or no. We did something beautiful here. And no. Guys, andiamo ragazzi. We are there. It's about to happen. 62% no at the moment in terms of votes. I'd still change with 59, but the majority at the moment is saying no. I would go with a no. Of course, I would be happy to see Verratti at Juve for one side because he's a Juventino, and even at Paris Saint-Germain, when he has the possibility, he's watching the games of Juve. He's a real Juventino, a real one. But seriously, like you cut the arm and you have a black and white blood. So it's a real Juventino since a kid, and that's always nice to have because you know that they want to do well. He never played in Serie A, but it's a player that, to me, always scared me. But always scared me. The way he plays, he's able to do the difference because we are not here to say that he's a bad player. Verratti is a great player, but he always stressed me. When he keeps that ball, even in your own box, he's able to keep that ball to turn and do these kind of crazy mistakes that can cost you a game. And I believe that in the last years we suffered a lot with these kind of mistakes. So I would pay attention to that. But also a kind of really aggressive player. that you know that one game on two he will have a no. Every game he will have a yellow card. Every game he will have a yellow card. So that makes that at a certain moment he will be suspended, and that's another thing. Or a red one or a yellow one. But aggressive players, one that is never scoring. Verratti never scores in terms of assist. Well, he doesn't do assist, it's true, but he's putting players in the condition to do the assist. You know, it's like the pre-assist of Verratti. And then you have another problem. He's an injury-prone player. And an injury-prone player, guys, we were speaking a bit earlier. If we have a fit team, we can maybe do something. Well, if you go and look for injury-prone players, that's a problem, huh? That's a real problem. Look at Verratti. If you're looking at how old is he? 30. You know, I saw some people saying, alla Pirlo. You know, you take him, alla Pirlo. Could be, huh? I would be happy, huh? But Pirlo, he has been injured sometime. But here we have 3 pages, guys. We have 3 pages of injuries. Seriously, huh? Page 3. Page 2. Page 1. This season was quite okay, to be honest. He missed 14 days, and 2 days. So that's 30 days. He missed 6 games, which is not great, but acceptable. A dead leg, I don't know what it means, a dead leg. Guys, when I read a dead leg, that's one of his injuries, huh? A dead leg. When I read dead leg, I'm scared, honestly. Hip problems and hamstring injury. But every season, here, look at 2021, 8, 2, 2, 2, 3, 1, 5, had a lot of injuries. So I would pass. Personally, I would pass, even if I admit that he is a player that he is a good player. But I would pass, personally. Because then I agree with Mohamed Youssef. You know, it's the same names that are coming back, like Paredes, like Milik, Paredes, Morata, which other names were always coming back to Juve that we always tried to sign, and at the end they came or not. Darmian was a name like that. At the end, Darmian is doing well at Inter, but you know, you have these kind of always the same. You know, bring back Conte, bring back Marotta. I would love, if Max leaves tomorrow, I would love to go towards something fresh. Something new in terms of players, in terms of ideas of coach, in terms of project, in terms of sporting director. I would go for something totally different. Then you have to build. Then it works or not. Isco is another player. Sergej Milinkovic-Savic is a fantastic example. Look, Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. I said it earlier, guys, huh? If he comes, I'm happy and I will celebrate, because you can't deny the class of Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. But for me, and it's not Juve's fault on that one, huh? For me, it's like 2 seasons too late. Not because of you, again, not because of Juve, but because of Lazio, because probably himself, because he signed that extension of contract. It's a player that you will sign, and that I'm scared that we have a Rabiot. What do I say with that? A Rabiot that needed 3 full seasons with a lot of downs, a few ups, and these ups were showing that he was a real quality player, and then it disappeared. Few peaks, few high, before having the season that he had this year. A fantastic season. Not that Sergej Milinkovic-Savic will weigh the fort, because he comes already from Serie A and so on, but we saw it. Sergej is a player that World Cup twice, he totally flopped them, both of them. Never really played in high competition. He played, I believe, one or twice the Champions League, but not really far. I'm scared to do if it's a player from 20 and you do a guess like that, why not? Because you can still resell him after 2 years, after 3 years. If it's a player already from how old is he, Sergey? 28 already. I believe he's already 28, guys. 28. He's 28 now, and he will be 29 in February, so we have time. But he's already 28. Then you see that at Lazio, 6 goals, 8 assists. Last year it was 11-11. Fantastic player. I really love Sergey. But then I'm here. I say, you know what, guys? Let's try with Rovella. That is a nice player. That is property of Juve. And you have Pogba, Rovella, Locatelli, Miretti, Fagioli. Who else? Who did I forget? Probably I forget someone in the midfield. But then you have Barrenetxea. I don't believe that he will stay in first team next year. I think he will go on loan. Fratesi maybe. But, maybe you can even keep Zakaria with another coach. Why not? I really believe that Zakaria has a lot of talent. I really believe he's a really great one. The McKennie, I would stop. Zakaria didn't really receive the chance. McKennie received chances. Zakaria didn't. Arthur, I would not. Sule is not a midfielder. I'm really speaking about the midfielders. So, what we know now is Alexandro. If we look at the management, and that's what I was about to do, and look at of the last games, Alexandro played Bologna. He didn't play against Lecce, but he played. In the, let's say, the last 10 games, he played 0, 1, 2, 0. Wait. Not in Lecce. Okay, let's do like that. Not in Lecce. Played at Bologna. Played at Inter. Not in Napoli. He played at Sporting. Then he didn't play at Sassuolo. He didn't play at Sporting. He didn't play at Lazio. He didn't play at Inter. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just one. He played four games out of the last 10. 4 games out of the last 10. Actually, if you are looking at the last 15, he played 5 out of the last 15. 5 games out of the last 15. What does that mean? That we are really managing and paying attention, that in worst case, we are managing to stop with Alexandro. I really believe that Alexandro will stop. Alexandro is leaving. Quadrado is leaving. For the left side, I told you, we will have to invest. There is a potential Cambiaso, but Cambiaso will not be enough, so you will have to invest. On the right side, if Quadrado is leaving, and if you play with 4, well, Mazraoui is a beautiful name, but you also have players like Barbieri. You have players like Zanoli, that is on loan from Napoli to Sampdoria, but that will be a cheap investment, not a big one. Cambiaso can also play on the right side. So, I believe that left back is a real urgent. No, I didn't say Alexandro will leave for sure. Frederic, I said I think that we are managing to stop with Alexandro. or at least to have the possibility to stop, because that's an important. Grimaldo, it's a great name, super, and he's on the list of Juve. But for Grimaldo, for Pau Torres, these are the names where, and Indica, for example, these are the names that you are obliged to go in Champions League. On the field, that's what we have to do. Off the field, it's the management that needs to do it. And that's where it's difficult for us to imagine a future of Juve at the moment. But the ideas are really great. Again, Pau Torres, Grimaldo, Mazraoui. If you have then a Barbieri on the right side that can back up a Mazraoui. If you have a Mulazzi that can help you as well. Cambiaso and Cambiaso, Grimaldo. Look, Cambiaso, Grimaldo, Mazraoui, Barbieri, you're young players, fresh players. They have energy. This is perfect. You have a bit of experience with Grimaldo, and you change totally your fullbacks, and you can play with four. Then, if in the center of the defense you have a Gatti Bremer, Danilo Bremer, it's not bad, If on top you are able to bring a Pau Torres Bremer, and it's not even a big, huge investment, actually, no, it's without Pau Torres. Let's say Grimaldo comes for free. Mazraoui, you need to go with 30 million. That's what they will ask. 25 years old player. A lot of clubs will be on the player. Had a beautiful World Cup. I think you have to go to 30. So 30 million investment there. Grimaldo is for free. Barbieri is yours. Cambiaso is coming back and it's yours. So you're not paying. So with 30 million, 35, and you have 4 new players. Then, of course, there is the salary. Grimaldo wants a salary. Mazraoui wants a salary. Barbieri is yours. Cambiaso is yours. So that's fine. If you are able then to invest in another center back, even if I'm not sure if you really need to in the beginning, it's not bad, Then, in the midfield, you have Pogba, Locatelli, Fagioli. That's your starting midfielder for next year. Behind that, you have Miretti, you have Rovella, Miretti, Zakaria. On top, you have Federico Chiesa at full form, Dusan Vlahovic, Milik, Keane. Then you need to understand what you do with Di Maria, but with a team like that, and Di Maria wants to stay. I think 4-3 is great. No, Udogie will go to Tottenham. I think that he's now regretting, guys. Hey, I told you, You remember we spoke about it, MF. I don't know if you were there the day that we were speaking about Udogie arriving in London next season and saying, "Donde sta Conte? Donde sta Paratici?" Remember? You remember? He was convinced by the Italian crew. They are not there. And also the Champions League is not there because they will not qualify in Champions League, I believe. Faut juste un beau coach. But Marcello is asking, now we need just a good coach. Well, if you have a Rovella, and that's the question I had. If you take a Paladino is a coach that, again, I said it in the beginning of the live. I was suspicious when I said, I don't know, guys, because he's not renewing with Monza. If you're taking... wait, Rick is there. No, I didn't see you, Rick, because I was in my trip, Rick. Wait, what are you asking, Rick? I don't see the question of Rick. What is the question? Beppe, everything hinges on the outcome of the investigation result, if player depart or not. That's your question? Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. That's another topic. But that's... I think it's case by case that you have to analyze. Rabiot, he said it clearly. More clear than that, we can't. Rabiot said, if there is no Champions League, I'm gone. If there is Champions League, I need to think. So it's not even sure. But Rabiot needs to think. Then, Di Maria, he already won the Champions League. He's not as obsessed as Rabiot for the Champions League competition because he played it every time in his career. But it's a plus if you are able to play European competition because, of course, he wants to shine. He wants to play more games and shine European level. Then, to attract new players, yes. And it will depend on if you are able to do it on the field. That's one. But then also the off-the-field topics. Yeah. Kulusevski. But look, Kulusevski, it's easy. Yeah? Kulusevski is there. If they don't qualify to Champions League and if he didn't play 50% of the games, he can potentially be sent back to Juve. Then I personally believe that for Kulusevski, you are able to find a substitute, a buying club. The problem is the fantastic start he had, you would have even be able to sell him more than what Tottenham was offering you. They already gave us 10 million for the loan. They need to give us 35 now. You would have been able to sell him for 50. The problem is that he totally disappeared. Again, he totally disappeared. So Kulusevski, we don't know. But Kulusevski is not a problem. Even McKennie, you can find a team. Even if, you remember last time, he was a bit disappointed that it was not Arsenal, Manchester United that were asking for him, but Leeds, Bournemouth, these clubs were asking for him. But, yeah. They're speaking about Mason Greenwood, apparently here. Phil Thomas from the Sun. But the Sun. Juventus is ready to offer Mason Greenwood. Let me go and check. Wait. Let me go and check. I will show you. Telegram. Juventus are ready to offer Mason Greenwood a fresh start in Italy. They have made it clear they are very interested in giving the Manchester United striker a route back to top-level football. I don't want to speak about all the problem because I am not really aware of everything. I have already problems enough with following what's happening with Juve. Imagine if I do with what's happening internationally. Of course, I heard that he was suspended at Manchester because there was a trial on him about his wife, girlfriend, that said that he was violent. There were some videos, things like that. You know that I am anti-violence with already fights on the football pitch. So imagine in a relation, guys, this is totally crazy. Then apparently they found, I don't know, an agreement. She's pregnant. I have no idea. I have no idea about him, what. Of course, I condemn these kind of things, but I don't know about him. Seriously, I don't know him personally. Then, no, I don't know. But exactly, yeah, Jim. The first name I had in mind when I see that news is Adrian Mutu. But it's totally different. Adrian Mutu, Chelsea player back then, ex-Fiorentina or Parma. I don't remember where he was first in Italy before going to Chelsea. I don't remember the time lapse, but I know he was at Parma, at Chelsea, Fiorentina. Adrian Mutu was a fantastic player, and he was suspended, banned for cocaine, drugs, and that's different. If you are doing drugs, you are doing it to yourself. When you are violent, you are doing it against someone else. It's totally different. Then again, it would be easy for me to say, no, I don't like because I saw a video. I don't know. I don't know, guys. About the technique of the player, I'm not, I'm not a big person that knows Premier League, but I remember before these cases and so on, when he was super young, I saw him doing things on the field, guys. Mamma mia. Field. Terreno di gioco. Football with the ball. What is interesting me. Guys, I saw him doing things, guys, as a really young player that I was like, wow, this guy will be top. Then what he's doing with his outside world, I don't like, I don't like, because that's not a beautiful image that you are giving, and so on and so on. But am I the judge? No, of course. If this happens of a player of Juve, I will totally stand against it, and I will be against. This happens in the past at Manchester. I'm not involved. I don't know, so I can't judge. But player ability, fantastic player. At the time, today I don't know. I don't know the price. I don't know the salary. I don't know the power, the envy he wants to. I don't even know really, because at Manchester I saw him playing different positions. So where can he fit? Where can he fit? 21 years old, guys. Right winger. You take the spot of Di Maria. You take the spot of Di Maria, but that's a big gamble. Eh? Ability to play with both feet, which is not bad, but that's a big gamble. Eh? A really big gamble. If you go from a Di Maria that came for free, if you go away from Di Maria and you go with a gamble, I don't know, guys. Today I don't know. But in terms of talent, let me see what you are writing about that. Dani Alves is in prison, is reported as Juve player, and then now Mason Greenwood will be dressed as a Juve player with this. Hey, yeah, he was not guilty, and he is marrying his girlfriend who took. Yeah, I saw that. Again, I'm not an expert on. I saw, but I never really. And anyway, even if I investigate, I don't know the private life of people. So if the court said he was not guilty, he's not guilty. But it's a strange thing. It's not a beautiful. It's not. It's a dirt on your name forever. The reaction here for the first time when we are speaking about players, people are telling me I like the player, I don't like the player. Verratti, we do a poll, we like, we don't like, but we are speaking about the ability on the field. Here, the first reaction of people was, I don't like. Look at the Telegram group. In the Telegram group, the reaction are three vomits, and we didn't have a lot of people reacting yet, but 3 vomits and 1 shocked. These are the kind of things that remains on your name, and that's a pity. McKennie got also cheated into an American project in Leeds, and then also him, like Udoji. Yeah. Except that McKennie is on loan. The other one, they bought him. Ciao Risencross. I remember they changed his name to Murgo in FIFA because of that. Yes, it's true. Adriano and Maradona was suspended on. Yeah. It's true. Anelka was top 2 also, and there were some players that were a bit hot-headed. If Juve sign him, Federazione Italiana Gioco Calcio will suspend him because of the case in England. Then they will suspend Greenwood, Giuntoli. What is the problem with Paladino? And we didn't even speak about Paladino after 1 hour 30. Then they will suspend Paladino because Paladino once had a car accident and he didn't pay the the fee. Hey, they remember administrative cost, and it's already 10 years, so now you have to go into prison. It would be smart to leave England. Yeah, but unfortunately, it will be international. Of course, it will be a bit more easier in another country, but I don't even know how it works. Beppe, thank you, Chris. Ciao, Chris. Beppe, worth keeping Perin over Tech for salary? For salary, yes. For salary, yes. Because salary wise, Tech is from the old generation of the Paratici boys. And he has a salary of 6.5 or 7, which is extremely high in post-COVID time for a goalkeeper. Now, you know it, I always told you, Szczesny is not my favorite player ever. But I really like Szczesny. I think he gives solidity. He's doing some mistakes from time to time. I would love him to pay a bit more attention or to scream a bit more. But honestly, I can't complain about Szczesny, except of some, how long is he there with us? 5-6 seasons. Except of some big images that we have of Szczesny. In total, I say, I'm quite happy. The problem is the salary of Szczesny. But Perin is good, yeah. But I'm still not sure if I would love to see Perin really the number one of Juve, the real number one of Juve. I love Perin. I really like Perin, and I'm happy. Yeah, I'm sure that hopefully not, but Szczesny is absent for the whole season. You have Perin. I'm reassured. I'm really happy to have Perin as the real number one. You decide to stop with Szczesny and you go with Perin. I'm not sure yet, but it's now or never anyway. Yeah? But I don't think this will happen. If Szczesny leaves, I believe we will try to go for another goalkeeper, or maybe that Perin goes but then you need a second goalkeeper anyway. Yeah? I would keep Szczesny and Perin for one more year. I would not try to create, especially because they have a great affinity between both of them. I would not create troubles where you don't have. Then, if Szczesny says, I want to leave because I want to start already my after career, because he always said that he wants to live after his football career in London, that's another story. But if not, I would keep it like that for this season. Beppe, what is happening with Ihataren? Ihataren, again, that's another player, speaking about Greenwood and so on, that we signed from the agency Raiola. Fantastic talent, but seriously a fantastic talent. But a player that mentally is totally lost. Received a lot of chances because of his exceptional talent, but he wasted all of them. I don't know his private life, so I can't tell you it's because of this, because of that. It will be fine or okay. I don't know the player, but it's a player that was sent on loan for this season with Sampdoria, and I first was thinking Sampdoria was not giving him any chance. First, there was a problem of being a bit overweight. Then that was not really the problem. The fact was that he was never training. Then they put him away. We took him back. We sent him to the Netherlands. He disappeared first, then again, a total disaster. Then he came to Juve. I made a beautiful video about him training and going full power. So what is happening? That Juventus will probably try to stop the contract. As easy as that. Right wing, Dodi Lukebakio. He's amazing and cheap. I never heard about him. I don't know about him. I believe Gala, Fenerbahce and Besiktas would take him, of course. Rick, thank you for the donation, my friend. Let me go in big screen. Seeing the Napoli celebration, if that was Juventus, it would be on every front page in Italy. But it's not over yet, huh? It's not over yet, because when are they playing at home? Tomorrow? I don't know. So they will continue to party. Then they will party again when they will, at the end of the Serie A, when they will lift the trophy in the air. Last game at home. So the party is not over, Ricardo. But I knew it. We all know it, guys. We all know it. That the scenes are not beautiful, but there are some really fantastic scenes. And then you always have some people that are exaggerated. I saw, women that every single day is on social media, traveling around half naked. Then we saw today a man that is a lot of time on a Rai. He made a promise: if Napoli would win the Scudetto, he would go around in the city naked, eating pasta e patata. So the pasta with the potato. And today he was running in the city with the pasta and potato, but naked, without underwear, like naked, just shoes. And people are laughing. It's fun. It's nice. They are going out, with. I'm serious. It's not a joke, It's serious, But because it's Napoli, it's true. Like Rick is saying, because it's true. Because it's Napoli, it's fun. It's comical. It's nice. It's folklore. Folklore. If this was Juve, that would have do a cemetery, in front of their house with Spalletti. But it's culture, Rick. I said congratulations to Napoli. I would have loved not to do it. I don't like Napoli. For me, it was one of the worst nightmares. At a certain moment, I also said I prefer the time. I prefer even Inter winning the Scudetto than Napoli. Months ago, I didn't want Napoli to win. Then, if they win, they were the strongest one. Congratulations. But I really didn't want to. But you know what's the problem? And this is what you see with Napoli. They didn't win for them. They didn't win for their people of Napoli. They won against. And that's a big problem, because they are not used. They won against the North. It's Italy. It's Italy. No, they won against the North. Today I saw, for example, it's not a criticism, but my friend Marco, they were about to record a podcast. It's serious, about Napoli and so on, of course. It's Italian IFTV. And there is the guy, the cousin or the friend, I don't know, the old one that is coming, supporting Napoli with the shirt of Napoli. Of course, he's happy, celebrating, they have champagne. And then they are congratulating him, and they start singing. You know what is the first song that they go with? Chi non salta, Juventino è. Who is not jumping is a Juventino. Why? Why? This is the problem. The first song you have is not siamo noi, i campioni dell'Italia, siamo noi, i campioni dell'Italia, siamo noi. That means it's us, we are the champions of Italy. But it's, they, I watched, and they don't even know what they are doing. It's not conscious, it's not something conscious. It's like in the mentality, we won against. What do you win against? Your rival this year was Milan. They were Scudetti holders. So that means that let me check, because Ricardo is sending me pictures, but we have to pay attention, Ricardo. I can't show here nudity on on YouTube, so we have to pay attention. Yeah. Yeah, but these are images I can't show here on YouTube, Ricardo. But I saw that. But I don't believe. I don't believe Ricardo. No, because there were, some images with some drugs, and on the phone I saw these images, but I don't believe. You have like 500 people taking would be crazy. But then whatever. Anyway, the point is not that. The point is, the first thing you have in mind is against a system, against Juve. Why? Just jump. We are champion of Italy. Not who doesn't jump is a Juventino. What does that even mean? And they are sending it on WhatsApp, on Instagram, and everywhere because they are happy of celebrating. But they don't realize, and people do not realize. And then, it's like people, they say, Beppe, why are you not supporting Italian clubs in Italy? Because it's always like that. And it has always been like that. People are not celebrating their victories. They are celebrating because they won against. Because it was against Juve. If you look at the images of what happened in Italy, you have the cemetery. I don't know what you say. How do you say where you sleep there when you are dead? In the wooden case there of Juve. You see Allegri like this. You see the garbage plastic things with Juve M. The coffin. Yeah, that's the word. It's really crazy. And of course, you do it when I was in Italy. I celebrated already in Italy, in the stadium, outside of the stadium. These songs, of course you do. Chi non salta milanista è, romanista è, of course. But that's a part. If I am champion of Italy, the first thing that comes in mind is siamo noi i campioni dell'Italia, not the other songs. And not even against a team that I didn't even compete with for the Scudetto, because Napoli, they won the Scudetto. Who is second? It's Lazio. It's not Juve. Who is, until tomorrow? Tomorrow we'll see. Who was the Scudetto holder? Milan, not Juve. So I don't understand. Who? And it's like that. That, seriously, when they won the Scudetto, I promise you it's true. 30 minutes later, I had Napoli fans that went back to all tweets from 1 year ago from me, quote retweeting this. But are you crazy? Enjoy. Then tomorrow you can even mock me, but today enjoy. If it's your 8-7 Scudetto, you're at home, okay. But you have no friends in life. You have no. What are you doing instead of thinking about me? But that's really crazy. I really don't understand. How are you obsessed with someone? I don't understand. It was really pathetic. I really believe it was pathetic. Especially because, you know what I said? I believe that in the next 5 years, I said Juventus will win 4 out of the next 5, if not 5. No, I said, in the next 5 years, you will have a fight between Juve and Milan, and they will win the next 5 Scudetti, Juve and Milan. Juventus will win 4 of them, if not 5. Okay? And people, they were criticizing me. They were mocking me. Napoli fans, 30 minutes after. Juventus will not win the next 4. But maybe they will do. Who knows? We don't know. So, wait. Next year, if Juventus lose, unfortunately, next year, then you can tell me, your prediction was at least 4 out of 5, and you were wrong. But now, it's still valid, the prediction, even if a prediction is a prediction, you don't always win. But anyway, it's the mentality of, it's really strange mentality of Napoli. Really strange. Fellas, I started the live late, Beppe, and to answer your first question, I prefer the longer videos with more detail. Keep them coming. Thank you, fellas. Beppe, can one be charged by Federazione Italiana Gioco Calcio for saying Juve merda? I read something like this. No, they were speaking about Politano. Politano that he was taking the big microphone and he was hating on Juve. And yeah, you can't because you're a player. Then if you're a supporter, it's another story. You do whatever you want. Yeah, you do whatever you want. But players, they have to pay attention. Yeah. But nothing will happen. I don't believe that Kine will now go. Oh, maybe they can. Anyway, the season is over, so they don't care. They don't care. Against them. What? But they would even do it if we were in Serie B. Yeah. Guys, it was a bit of a strange live, huh? We spoke a lot, but nothing was structured today. We went from one side to the other side. We spoke about Alexandro. Let me recap. Okay, let me recap. A small recap. The predicted lineups for tomorrow is this, with an Ealing Jr., big chance for him. Brazilian defense, Szczesny into the goal. The starting midfield, Di Maria, Vlahovic, with Cuadrado on the right. Okay, this is the starting lineup predicted by Giovanni Albanese. That is most of the time right. Okay, except of last minute changes. Giuntoli found an agreement with Juventus, apparently, according to the rumors. That doesn't mean that now everything is done, because he still has 1 year of contract with Napoli. So that means that now Juventus will have to negotiate with Napoli, and De Laurentiis needs to stop the contract before and agree. Otherwise, Giuntoli is going nowhere. Second choice is Rossi. The blah blah of Fabiana Della Valle about Allegri, that is not, he doesn't want to choose our friend Giuntoli, are not correct. That was also what Allegri said in press conference, because he said clearly, I am absolutely not the one that is choosing a sporting director, and this is fantastic, because if that was the case, we had a big problem. It's like, it's not me that I'm looking, choosing my boss. There is a boss that is choosing a boss that will be my boss. I'm not choosing my boss. That will be the world, the world at the reverse. Anyway, but Giuntoli, apparently he wants to go to Juve, and can be a good news, but pay attention, because he did great things and he also flopped some things. We saw them together today. Paladino is a name that comes more and more on the 4-page now. I spoke about it 3 days ago because I found it really strange that he was still not renewing with Monza. And for me, when it's your first season in a big club of Serie A that will remain in Serie A, you just remain there because you are doing well. So if he's still not renewing, it means that something is happening behind the scenes. What? I don't know. But Paladino, attenzione, he knows Juve world, has fresh new ideas, trendy coach that did really, really well. Cuadrado will leave at the end of the season. Alexandro, I believe he's managed to not achieve 40 appearances. He's at 34. Tomorrow he will start. He will have 35. Then after that, still 4 games to play in Serie A. 2, 3, hopefully 3 in Europa League. So you have still 5 games. 5 in Serie A and 3 in Europa League. In best case, it's 8. If he plays all of them, automatic and renewal. If he miss some games there, then we can decide ourselves. Verratti, people said no at the end. But a lot of people said yes as well in the poll. But I don't believe that it's a player that will come to Juve. Mazraoui, Pau Torres, not yet, far from, but these players are showing a smart way of thinking about players, names that we love. Barbieri that will be in first team and will stay there until the end of the season. Sule will go with Argentina. Ealing Jr. will remain at Juve, also because probably they spoke and Ealing Jr. has more chances to stay and to help the team and to play than Sule. That was the big recap of what we spoke about today. And again, it was a bit confusing with the question that came from here to there. Today I was not able to keep, the structure. Peppe, te amo, mamma guevo. Thank you, Angelo. Ciao Peppe, forza Juve fino alla fine. Hello Peppe, ciao Gideon. Napoli fans are very special people. They are quick to forget their past. Ealing Jr. is bigger than Politano. Politano, he shows again that he's a small player. He will probably have now a Scudetto. No, he has now a Scudetto and also a Euro. So that means that in terms of football, he already won some important trophies. But as a human, he showed who he was. But also because it's not, it's not that you have supporters that are asking him to do it and you are in the delirium. No, he's going alone, and he starts alone to do it. I was hoping that we could reach 24,950 before closing, but that will not be the case. So, ragazzi, thank you. It was nice. Tomorrow, I will be on the Juve Twitch for the watch along, and then I'm here for the post game and hopefully a win because it's an important one tomorrow. An important game. I think that by the way, it's my new shirt in my collection. Mamma mia! Look at that beautiful shirt, beautiful, fantastic shirt. Player worn, fantastic. Alessandro Del Piero. Beautiful, huh? That player issued, not player worn. I'm sorry. Not player worn, player issued. Fantastic, beautiful shirt. That's my last one. Beautiful, huh? I like that one. Beautiful, really beautiful. Who can guess the season? Like that, the first one to guess the season. Which season? It's away shirt from what season? Away from what season? Bob Kinnan, 2000-2001. Indeed. I will show you. Juve. No. No, it's not this one. Sorry, guys. No, you confused me. It's 99-2000. No. It's Radovan 99-2000. So the first one, Antonio Velianovsky with 99. Indeed, 99-2000. Not 98-99. 99-2000, this one. It's a really great one. Really beautiful one. Well, ragazzi, thank you. Maximum of like, subscribe if you didn't yet. Grazie, forza. Juve. Ciao ragazzi, a domani.